Imagine having instant access to your entire medical history, empowering you to make informed health decisions like never before. Stay tuned to master this essential health skill. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to completely demystify the healthcare system and hand you the ultimate playbook for owning your health data.
If you've ever felt frustrated trying to track down past lab results, or maybe struggled to remember exact dates of treatments when seeing a new specialist, you are definitely not alone. Having your medical records organized and at your fingertips absolutely transforms how you communicate with your doctors. It helps you seamlessly manage chronic conditions and, heaven forbid, ensures you're fully prepared for any medical emergency. This isn't just a tool for medical pros. It's a vital, everyday skill for every single patient.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover knowing your HIPAA rights, the digital health revolution, preparing your request, making that request, timelines and costs, and finally, troubleshooting and complaints. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Know your HIPAA rights. This is the absolute foundation of your health data ownership.
So the bedrock of your empowerment here is a federal law you've probably heard of, HIPAA. But specifically, we're talking about the right of access provision. Under this law, you have a legally enforceable right to inspect and get copies of your health info. Bottom line, a provider cannot legally hide your medical history from you. Oh, and get this, they absolutely cannot refuse to hand over your records just because you might have some unpaid medical bills. Your right to your data is locked in.
Now, a crucial point here is understanding exactly what you can ask for. HIPAA broadly defines this as the designated record set. We're not just talking about a single manila folder here. It encompasses your clinical records, billing histories, payment records, lab test results, x-rays, and even wellness management files. Basically, if a document is used to make decisions about your care or your payment, you have every right to see it.
Moving on to Section 2, the Digital Health Revolution, Electronic Access and the Cures Act.
This massive modern shift we're seeing is driven by the 21st Century Cures Act. This federal mandate requires healthcare providers to make your entire electronic health information, or EHI, readily accessible to you. We're talking direct, often instant access to discharge summaries, progress notes, imaging, and pathology reports, usually delivered seamlessly right through a patient portal. This rule is literally designed to break down information blocking and put your electronic data directly into the palm of your hand.
Next up, Section 3, Preparing your request, setting up for a successful retrieval.
Okay, before you even ask for your files, you kind of need to go on a mini mission. Step 1, identify the exact custodian. Health systems are huge and decentralized. If you want clinical notes, you got to contact the Health Information Management Department. But if you want itemized bills, that's Patient Financial Services. Step 2, figure out the exact scope and date range of what you actually need. And Step 3, pick your preferred delivery format like a secure PDF or paper. Under HIPAA, if they keep the records electronically and you ask for them electronically, they're legally required to provide them that way.
And hey, here is a massive pro tip for you. Requesting a specific scope, like just your discharge summary from a specific surgery, instead of checking the box for entire medical chart, is usually the smartest move you can make. An entire medical chart can literally be hundreds of pages long, filled with super routine nursing logs. Narrowing your scope saves you money on potential per-page copying fees, and it significantly speeds up how fast the provider can process your request.
Section 4, making the requests. Let's talk about filling out those release forms correctly.
To prevent your private data from getting exposed, your written request has to be legally bulletproof. Federal law dictates that a valid authorization needs a few specific things: clear patient identifiers, the exact name of the facility releasing the records, who specifically is getting them, a clear description of the data, an expiration date for your consent, and of course your signature. Missing even one of these little details, it can cause your entire request to be rejected entirely. Now, here is a common trap that trips up so many patients. Stricter state laws often require you to actually initial separate, specific checkboxes on the release form to authorize the release of highly sensitive info. We're talking about things like HIV testing, genetic data, substance abuse records, and mental health notes. If you just ask for your complete file but forget to initial these special boxes, those specific records will be stripped right out and withheld from you.
Moving right along to Section 5, timelines and costs, when to expect records and what you might actually pay. So federal HIPAA law gives these covered entities a maximum of 30 calendar days to act on your request. They have to either provide the records or send a written denial within that 30-day window. Now, they are allowed one 30-day extension if they notify you in advance,
but 30 days is the standard federal baseline. But here's where it gets really fascinating. State laws can actually override HIPAA if they are quote-unquote more stringent, which basically means they give you, the patient, stronger, faster rights. Just take a look at this table. Patients in Texas get their records within 15 business days. In California, just 15 days. Washington is 15 working days. So depending on where you got treated, you might legally be entitled to your records way faster than that federal 30-day limit.
All right, so what about costs? Well, HIPAA requires that any fees charged must be reasonable and cost-based, and it specifically outlaws those arbitrary search and retrieval fees. But again, state statutes step in here to set very specific caps on what providers can legally charge you for paper copies. New York caps it at 75 cents a page. California limits it to 25 cents, and Florida allows $1 per page for the first 25 pages. And you know, there are even some incredible exceptions you absolutely need to know about depending on your zip code. For instance, Kentucky law requires providers to give you 1 copy of your medical records completely free of charge. Yep, free. And in Wisconsin, state court rulings say healthcare providers cannot charge any fees whatsoever for copies of patient records delivered in an electronic format. Knowing your state's specific fee laws can seriously save you a ton of cash.
Almost there. Section 6, Troubleshooting and Complaints. How to enforce your rights when things go wrong.
Look, if your request is denied, ignored, or delayed past those deadlines we just talked about, you need to methodically troubleshoot. First things first, always verify they actually received your request. Send it via certified mail or through a traceable online portal. Second, when you finally get the records, review them for accuracy. If you spot a mistake, HIPAA actually gives you the right to amendment to ask for corrections. And third, if you hit a brick wall, escalate directly to the hospital or clinic's official privacy officer.
If escalating internally fails and your rights are undeniably being violated, you have a serious enforcement option. You have exactly 180 days from the time you discover the privacy violation to file a formal complaint with the Department of Health and Human Services Office for Civil Rights, or OCR. And trust me, they take these right of access violations very seriously and can heavily fine organizations that refuse to comply.
Now, just a quick but important reminder before we wrap up. This explainer is strictly for general educational purposes to help you navigate the landscape of medical records access. It is not formal legal or medical advice. Please always consult a legal expert or your own healthcare professional for personalized guidance regarding your specific situation and where you live.
So, now that you possess this ultimate empowerment playbook, you know your rights, you know the timelines, and you know exactly how to navigate the system. The long-term benefits of keeping your medical records organized are just profound for your ongoing health monitoring. So my question to you is, what is stopping you from taking ownership of your data today to build a healthier tomorrow?